Natsuki, um, what exactly was that?
What do you mean, what was that?
The... You said he only hurt you once.
Obviously, I wasn't going to tell her the whole story. And I didn't exactly have the time to come up with a better excuse. On that note, why the hell did she just walk in?
It's a neighbor thing. I should have warned you about it. Sorry.
It's fine, I guess.
Why didn't you just tell her the whole story?
The same reason I've never told anyone else. Don't get me wrong, Hallie, I love them. But I don't trust them not to see me as some frail, abused, sad little girl.
So why...
You're different, Hallie. You're actually... Never mind.
An awkward silence falls between us. Neither of us know how to continue the conversation. Natsuki averts her gaze, taking a seat back on the couch. Unsure of what to do with myself, I consider sitting myself down next to her. Another minute of uncomfortable silence follows.
I already regret lying.
You did what you thought you was right. I'm sure Sayori would understand. Out of anyone, I think she'd know at least a little of how it feels. Having a secret that you can't tell anyone about, no matter how much it hurts you.
I guess. You sure she won't tell anyone?
Well, we've been friends since we were little kids. You know how she can be sometimes, but I like to think she's smarter than she lets on. Safe to say, I'd trust her with my life.
Yeah, with how much she talked about you at the club, I figured you'd known each other for a while.
I mean, she does live just next door. That's how we first met, when I moved in.
Oh yeah, she mentioned that once.
I chuckle a bit, shaking my head. Should have known.
She was talking about how when you first moved here, you were scared of her. And eventually she managed to coerce you into becoming her friend.
Natsuki seems to try and hold in a laugh. Although whether it's at the fact that I was scared or Sayori of all people, or at the look on my face, remains to be seen. Did she happen to tell you why I was scared?
I don't know. I can't remember everything she said.
Okay, then I'll tell you. When we arrived at our new home, just as I looked out the car window to see it for the first time, I see her face damn near pressed up against the window. It gave me quite the scare, as you'd imagine. I'd like to think it gave both our parents a shock as well. But afterwards, I spent days not going outside because I knew she was waiting for me. I don't think a single day went by in that period of time where she didn't try to visit us. How young were you? It definitely didn't help that she lived so close. So yeah, she pretty much held me hostage into becoming her friend. I guess nothing's really changed after all.
I guess so. That must have been a nightmare.
I cover my face with my hands to try and hide the embarrassment. Tell me about it. Oh, there was also this time she tricked me into getting a scary movie to watch while her parents were asleep. She told me it was a comedy. Safe to say I didn't sleep that night.
Damn, I never imagined Sayori to be the kind of person to do that.
Trust me, she's more cunning than she looks.
Hey, by the way...
Oh, wait, this one's better. In our old school, there was this big science fair they held every year. And this wasn't your ordinary science fair either. It had a ton of really cool prizes, but the one everyone wanted was this really big electric racetrack. But out of all the kids, I think I wanted it more than anyone. The thing is though, you have to get first place to win it. So I tried harder and harder every year until eventually I got second place. The next year I was determined to get it. But I saw that Sayori was having a lot of trouble with it, and eventually she asked me if I could help her. Truth be told, I felt kind of bad about seeing her like that, so I dropped everything and helped her out. We agreed that I wasn't going to do all the work for her, and that she had to put in most of the effort. However, I promised I would always be there for when she needs it. So we worked on the project every day after school for weeks. But I was always there in case she ever asked for help. By the time the science fair was right around the corner, she had finished an elaborate project on how air pollution affects the planet. She ended up getting third place. And I think you've guessed by now, but no, I didn't get past the researching stage for my project. Honestly, I don't care. I was really proud of her. So were her parents. Haha. She felt so bad about how I didn't get to do my own project that she still sometimes apologizes for it today. And well, yeah, I only did it for the racetrack setup. Until that point, I think helping out Sayori really woke me up to the fact that I really like learning about that stuff. Hell, sciences are pretty much the only subjects I still somewhat enjoy doing. And I pretty much owe it all to her. Yeah. That was a pretty good day. My face immediately goes red. I only just now realize how much I've been talking nonstop.
Wow. That was one hell of a story.
Yeah. Sorry about that. I got a little carried away.
Oh, don't worry, you're not as bad as Yuri. At least you can make the things you talk about interesting.
I laughed at that remark. Whatever you say.
That does sound nice, though.
Eh?
You know, having that strong of a friendship with someone.
I mean, yeah, but why are you saying it like that? She fidgets in her seat a little.
I've never had many friends growing up. Dad was Dad. The club is the closest thing to a group of friends that I've had in years. Even then, I had to bullshit him a little to go to Monica's house. She had a party there a month or so back. And said it was some club assignment. Looking back, I'm surprised he bought it. I just wanted friends, you know?
I put my arm around her shoulder.
But in a way, you're my best friend. You're still a dumbass, though.
Hey. Natsuki smirks and giggles.
Toss you the remote. Hopefully there's something to watch or something watchable on.
I take it you're not hungry? She shakes her head.
I'm good for now. I'll help you cook a nice dinner tonight. How's that?
Natsuki turns on the TV and starts flipping through the channels. Fine by me. My cooking's not the greatest. Nor my baking. But there were more. Talking about how he's bad at stuff. Nor my baking. Remember those cupcakes?
Oh, good God, yeah. You definitely need practice. But you'll get plenty of it. We'll just need the ingredient.
Natsuki stops abruptly, gazing at the TV screen. Her eyes suddenly light up.
Oh, wow. I haven't seen this in years.
Huh? I glance over at the TV to see what's caught her attention. Vibrantly colored fish swim throughout a large tank filled with coral as two teenagers longingly gaze at each other from both sides, all accompanied by a mushy love song. The movie?
Yeah. I used to love it to death when I was a kid. I watched it all the time. Like, I must have seen it at least twice a week.
Turning back to the TV, we watch on as the scene drags out for over a minute. Endless jump cuts panning to each side, switching focus from the teens to the fish and back, shots from inside the fish tank. This? Try as I might, I can't help but let out a groan.
Hey, don't give me that! It might be a little cheesy, but that doesn't mean it's bad. I bet you like some goofy over-the-top things yourself. Shall we go through your anime collection?
That's not. Okay, fair point.
Come on, give it a chance.
Alright. I might as well. I take a seat beside her on the couch. You mean you weren't seated there already? Whatever.
See? I told you.
As the closing credits play, I get up from the couch and stretch. Peering over at the nearest clock, I notice that a little over 2 hours have passed. Wow, have we really been watching this crap for that long?
Oh, shut up! You were enjoying it! I could see it in your eyes.
Oh? Seems like you were more interested in looking my way than watching the film you love so much. Embarrassed, Natsuki averts her gaze as her face glows bright red.
I didn't mean it that way. I was just gauging your reaction to the film. God!
I completely believe you.
Whatever, my point stands. You liked it.
Okay, I may have underestimated it. It's certainly got personality. But it's still probably one of the cheesiest things I've ever seen. I mean, the acting was so hammy it was hard to take it seriously.
But that's what makes it so fun. Like, yeah, okay, it's a tragedy at heart. But the over-the-top acting is what separates the campy scenes from the, well, tragic ones. Like that house party.
I had no idea what was going on throughout most of that scene. It felt so disconnected from the rest of the film.
Well, I couldn't tell you what half the scenes even mean, but they still mean something to me, you know.
And I don't want to take that away from you. It's just not for me, I guess.
Yeah, I guess not.
We both fall silent for a moment, not too sure where to go from here. Trying to look for anything to distract from the odd tension in the room. My eyes are drawn to the kitchen door. Hey, you feeling hungry yet? I sure do.
Actually, yeah.
Bacon sandwich sound good?
Sounds good.
I nod, heading into the kitchen. I turn towards the refrigerator and yank it open. However, there's no bacon in sight. In fact, there's hardly anything here. Crap. Thinking about it, we're low on nearly everything at the moment. The aforementioned grocery store visit. Which actually makes now the perfect time to get groceries. Hey, Natsuki! She makes her way into the kitchen.
What's up?
There's no bacon here. In fact, we're running pretty low on groceries in general. I've got some bread, maybe a few slices of turkey or something. Unless you want some oats? Natsuki's face twists in disgust.
Gross!
Thought so. Means that I'm gonna have to head to the store sometime this afternoon. In fact, I should probably just get it out of the way now. You wanna come with? Natsuki gestures to her face. Oh, right. Sorry. So you'll be fine here?
Yeah. Promise I won't burn down the place. Unless... you wouldn't have any sunglasses, would you? Sounds stupid, but it should do the trick.
I don't think so. Maybe.
Well, I wouldn't mind coming with you if I could cover up my eye.
I could go and take a look. I know where I can find some sunglasses. Actually, give me a minute. I rush upstairs into the spare room. I head over to the cupboards opposite the couch. My eyes dart around looking for where the sunglasses could be, finally landing on the shoebox on the top of the cupboard. Taking off the lid, I scour through the year's worth of junk in the box. Old action figures with stiff joints, broken CDs, video game cartridges from before my time. How'd you manage to break the CDs, my dude? Finally, at the bottom of the box, I find what I'm looking for. Sayori's old sunglasses. She must have left these here years ago. They're a little flashy. It's worth a shot, though. As I make my way back downstairs, Natsuki's waiting for me at the bottom of the stairs.
Any luck?
Actually, yeah. Something tells me they're not your style, though.
Oh, they can't be that bad.
I hand them over to her.
You're kidding!
Come on, just try them on.
Fine.
Natsuki lets out an exaggerated sigh before putting the sunglasses on. Yeah, that's about what I expected. I try to keep a straight face, but can't help letting out a bit of a chuckle.
Yeah, there's no way in hell I'm wearing these.
But they're so cute.
Oh, shut up!
Hey, at least they do the job.
I don't care. It's not worth going outside looking like some 70s rock star.
She tosses the sunglasses aside, thankfully landing on the couch. Hey, watch it. The shades aren't mine.
Whose are they?
Oh, they're Sayori's. They're from years ago, though.
Right. Now you mention it, I definitely get that impression.
So I take it you're not coming with?
Yeah, I'll pass. Hey, I'll keep your seat warm.
I let out a chuckle. Anything you want?
Well, since you asked, I do have a sweet tooth. Maybe some chocolate. Don't sweat it if you can't. Or can't, though.
Gotcha. So...
hang on.
Nott rips off a square of kitchen roll.
Hey, Hallie, you got a marker?
Yeah, sure. I look around the dining room table to find a marker lying across some crumpled up paper. Oh, great. I never finished that poem for the club. But given the events of last night, I can hardly be blamed for forgetting. Regardless, I grab the marker, toss the paper in the trash, and hand it to Natsuki. I mean, you probably could have just written it on the paper. Marker in hand, she starts scribbling away at the weak tissue paper, somehow avoiding any major tears. She hands it over to me, and I fold it, stuffing it into my back pocket.
Now you won't forget.
Thanks. I won't be long, the store's not too far.
I'll manage the terrifying Home Alone experience.
Alright, I'll be back soon. I give Natsuki a wave goodbye as I head out the door. I make my way down to the shopping district. As I pass by, I notice an autumn leaf fluttering along the sidewalk. Is it fall already? No wonder there's such a chill. With the stores now in view, I quicken my pace. As I make my way inside, I'm engulfed in the warm aroma of the indoor heater. I take a basket from the rack and pull out the piece of tissue paper with the shopping list. Bacon, eggs, flour, castor sugar, whipped cream, chocolate? She should have really given me some quantities because I don't know how much of these I should get. I have a limited budget, so that should give me a solid limit on how much I can get. I scour the aisles for each item on the list, and crossing them off the list as I do. Bacon, sugar, whipped cream, eggs, flour. You know, I should get some stuff for dinner tonight. I could go for some grilled fish and rice. Now the chocolate bar. Fortunately, the snack aisle is just opposite the self-checkout tills. I skimmed through the mountain of snacks, unsure of what would be to Natsuki's taste, until... Hi, Monika.
Oh, Hallie. Fancy seeing you here.
Monika? What's she doing here? Hi, Monika. What's going on?
Oh, nothing. Just getting some snacks for the club. What about you? You don't exactly look ready for the club.
She chuckles in an attempt to lighten the mood, but I'm too tired to laugh with her. She takes notice of my lack of enthusiasm and quickly backpedals.
Oh, gosh, listen to me. My mind is just fixated on club. Sorry. Maybe it's a sign that I need a break.
Don't worry about it. I haven't been to school today either. So...
Oh, why's that?
It's been a rough week. I should keep it at that.
Are you okay, Hallie?
Her tone screams concern for me, and for a second I almost consider telling her everything. I quickly push the thought aside and give a vague explanation instead. I'm fine, really. I just don't want to get into it. Monika continues ransacking the shelves, indeterminately tossing all manner of snacks into her basket. She looks stressed. Has she slept? It's probably not right of me to ask. I do anyway. Are you...
Huh?
I meant, are you okay?
Uh-huh.
Monika stops and takes a deep breath, averting her eyes. But within a second, she looks me in the eye and smiles warmly. It looks like she's being genuine.
I'm okay, Hallie. But I appreciate you asking. It shows how caring you are.
Without another word, she awkwardly goes back to snack hunting. Nice one, Hallie. I'd better change the topic. So, what are all those for?
Oh, I was planning a bit of a surprise party. But if you can't make it today, perhaps I should reschedule.
Oh, yeah. I'll definitely be in next week onwards, promise.
Okay. I'm just concerned is all. We're barely a club without you, so you being away is...
She sighs, then smiles.
But if you're able to come back next week, that's great.
I will. I gesture towards the snacks again. But, what's the occasion?
Well, you know better than any of us that Sayori's been feeling pretty down lately. So I wanted to plan something nice for her to cheer her up. Just a nice, planned-out welcome back event at the club. I want to show her that we really care, you know.
That sounds great. That's really thoughtful of Monika, planning an entire party for Sayori. If nothing else, she'll love the snacks. Speaking of which, well, if I can just suggest something, I grab a large bar of white chocolate and hand it over to her. Monika's turns over the bar, and her eyebrows raise as she reads over the nutritional label.
Isn't this a bit too sugary?
That's the point. This is Sayori we're talking about, after all.
Good call. I'm a bit clueless when it comes to these kinds of things, so I appreciate the direction.
I would be too if I hadn't known her for 13 years. I guess that tells us how old they were. So don't worry about it. Unsure of what to pick for Natsuki, I take a safe bet and grab a carton of cupcakes, placing it in my basket. Monika and I head over to the self-checkout tills, both of us scanning our items, waiting to be rung up so we could pay, rather. Since you're going to reschedule the party, wouldn't it be a good idea to hold off and buy these things later? She's already here, bruh. She shrugs nonchalantly. Did she also rise up, like, above the bottom? Yeah, whatever.
Well, I'm already here. I might as well get them now. I can afford it, so it'd be a waste to have to put all these back on the right shelves. I'll toss them into the fridge and bring them in on Monday. They'll still be fresh by then.
How fresh do you need to keep your snacks? I guess. And, what are you going to do at the club instead?
That's a good question. I hadn't really thought of that. Oh, maybe I could suggest they write a poem during the club hours. It could encourage some cooperation. Maybe they could develop their writing styles with each other. Oh, this could be wonderful. I would really love it if we could treat the club more like a team. Could you imagine Natsuki and Yuri writing a poem together?
As she goes on her uncharacteristic rapid tangent, I realize something. I can't really say anything about Natsuki's absence. I guess she'll just have to find out on her own. I hate having to keep secrets like this, but I made a promise. Yeah, that would definitely be interesting.
Yeah.
After paying for our items, we head out of the store with our bags in tow.
Well, I guess this is where we part ways. You sure you can't come to the club?
I'm sure. I do some bag juggling to reach my phone and glance at the time. Oh, crap. Running way later than I should be anyway.
I see.
Yeah. It was nice seeing you, Monika.
So, Monday?
I wouldn't miss it for the world. Sayori needs the support.
Great. I'll see you then. Take care, Allie.
She turns away and walks down the other side of the street, heading towards school. I start my way home, walking at a brisk pace. Monika hit it well, but I could feel her disappointment. And when Natsuki doesn't show up either, I sigh. Why is nothing going the way I thought it would? The first time I talked to Monika, she looked like she had everything together. But now she looks like she hasn't slept in days. Sayori's depressed. Even if I could see the future, I wouldn't have believed it. I mean, Natsuki's living in my house, for God's sake. And me, if I had known the stress and anxiety that being involved in the Glitter Club would cause, I probably wouldn't have joined in the first place. I mean, who would? It was all cute girls and fun poems at first. Now it feels like I haven't seen words on paper in years. But, regardless of how I feel about the whole ordeal, I'm not leaving anytime soon. If I hadn't joined the club, Natsuki would still be stuck with her abusive dad, with nobody to help her. And Sayori, she'd be... I feel my chest tighten as my heartbeat accelerates. I struggle to maintain my breath, so I hold myself against the wall to regain my composure and keep myself from collapsing. However, that does little stop my mind and heart from racing. Would she? Don't know. Doesn't matter. Didn't happen. I'm here now, and I need to keep myself together. If only to help Natsuki, and be there for the club. The club. It's funny, really. I joined a literature club, but I still haven't read a single real book. Ironic, in a way. I'm sure Natsuki would disagree. I lift the bags to my not-so-injured arm and start walking again. I need to hurry.